Hey guys, welcome back to my channel here with Mechanic Geo. Today here we have a 2004 Volvo S60. Customer stating that it's having poor runnability issues with the check engine light. So let's go ahead and fix this vehicle. The first thing you want to do is basically hook up the scanner. And of course I'm using a Millennium Scanner 90 Pro. I'm going to diagnosis, and we want to go on the ECM and see what codes we're getting for ECM. So once we get to the setting, we will click ECM, engine control module, and we will read what codes are in the control unit. As you could see here, it's going to be an Ecm-2900 fuel pressure faulty signal. So basically what happens with these vehicles, the fuel pressure sensor goes bad and it's giving a faulty signal to the fuel pump or the ECM, which and then it doesn't provide the proper fuel pressure depending on the situation or the load, causing hesitation, loss of power. So I was trying to see if I get the other code, the generic code, that way you guys could see, just in case you guys don't have a scanner that gives you the manufacturer code. So one thing with you guys, I do advise you when dealing with fuel pressure, make sure that, or fuel in general, that you guys are very careful. So here's a sensor. So the first thing you want to do is disconnect it. It's going to be located at the fuel rail. And what we want to do, if you guys don't have basically a gauge where you can hook up and release the pressure, I'm going to use my 25 Torx bit and just kind of push it down to release the fuel pressure. But be careful. That fuel is flammable. Do this at your own precaution. So I'm just doing this so when I remove the fuel pressure, it doesn't have all that pressure buildup and it's gonna basically go all over the place or eventually in your face. Make sure you wear safety glasses, gloves, and be very careful and make sure the engine's cool when you're doing this. So the next step is to remove this Torx bit bolt, which is to be a 25 Torx. And once you do that, I'll show you guys how to remove that. I usually get a rag, wrap it on the fuel pressure sensor and kind of wiggle it out. That way if there's any other fuel pressure still in the system, it won't, go all over your face or all over the engine compartment. As you can see here, you make sure you want to catch any fuel that's going down. So here's a new one and here's the old one. One thing that you guys gotta also remember, this is a turbo car. Turbo cars have a gray fuel pressure sensor. Non-turbo cars have a black one. We've seen it where people put, vice versa. They put the black sensor on the turbo one and then it just gives you codes. It runs poorly. So you want to make sure you have the correct sensor. So I'll put this back together. Just line it up properly and make sure when you tighten it, it's nice and tight, not too tight. You don't want to strip that bolt. If you strip it and it strips, it's gonna be, most likely you'll need a new fuel rail. So just nice and snug, make sure everything's tight. And the next step you want to do is basically start the car. But one of the things I do is just kind of cycle the key to get fuel pressure in the system. Just cycle it back and forth. The key, what I mean by cycle, you just go from on, off, on, off. That way there's fuel pressure, it'll start right up. There you go, it started right up. And the next thing you want to do is make sure that there's no fuel leaks, because that would be a big problem. So there's no fuel leaks, everything looks nice and tight. You want to test drive it and then check it once again. You'll clear your codes. Well, thank you guys for watching the video. If this was very helpful, please give it a big thumbs up. Another reminder, I'm not responsible for any improper or defects that you might do while working on the car. Make sure you use the proper tools. Thank you. Bye.